Alright guys, in this video we're going to do a quick preview of the Georgia Bulldogs 2019 season, go game by game. Let's get into it. Alright, I'm going to put a picture up on screen. We're going to go game by game of each team Georgia will be playing in the 2019 season. We started off with Vandy. So, August 31st, 7:30 p.m. Vandy. Will they win at Vandy? Of course they're going to win. You can chalk that one up as a dub. Next two games, Murray State, Arkansas State. Those are cupcake games getting ready for Notre Dame. So you can chalk those up as a dub. But then you got Notre Dame. Now, obviously Notre Dame made it to the playoff last year. Will they make it again this year? Well, it kind of hinders on this game if Notre Dame's going to make the playoff, because if they go 11-1 and Georgia beats them, they're not going to make the playoff, because odds are Georgia's going to go 11-1, and even if they lose to Alabama and they're 11-2, because Georgia has that head-to-head over Notre Dame will not be getting to the playoff. So Notre Dame needs to win. But will they? They will not. UGA will beat Notre Dame. Then Georgia gets a bye week. Then they head off to Knoxville, October 5th. Now this could be a tough game here, as Jeremy Pruitt is getting Tennessee in check. Knoxville is always a tough place to play. I think this game might be just as tough or more tough than Notre Dame. I don't know why. It's just a feeling. But that's a dub. Georgia, South Carolina, October 12th in Athens, Georgia. That's also a win for Georgia. South Carolina, Jake Bentley's last year. This is going to be a tough game, but Georgia just has too much talent for South Carolina and the Gamecocks. Kentucky lost a lot of their talent from last year, such as Josh Allen. Will they recover enough to beat Georgia? No, they didn't beat Georgia last year with all that talent. Then Georgia will head into the bye week to face off with what could be one of their toughest games of the year. But what helps Georgia out is they play these tough games at the end of the year. The three toughest games for Georgia are going to be Florida, Auburn, and Texas A&M in the regular season. Florida is always a tough game, especially in Jacksonville, where it's been played, the world's largest outdoor cocktail party. Florida will be a good team this year, probably a top 10 team. Last year, Georgia was barely leading at halftime. This will be on CBS, per usual, 3:30 p.m. I think Georgia finds a way to beat Florida in the end, but it's going to be a tough game. Same with Missouri from Clemson, the transfer QB. Is it enough for Missouri to beat Georgia? No, but this will also not be a free walk to a dub. Georgia will have to work for it. Last year, when Georgia and Missouri played, Missouri outplayed Georgia for a large part of the game, but turnovers cost Missouri. And Drew Lock threw a couple of picks. Missouri's new quarterback will go about things in a different way. He'll be running around left and right like he did at Clemson. He'll make things tough on Georgia. They'll have to keep contain on him. But I think Georgia will do that. They just have to be prepared for it, unlike Jalen Hurts in Alabama. Georgia goes to Auburn. This is going to be a tough game always. Seems like Auburn always finds a way to be good when they get Georgia and Alabama at home in the same year. I think even though Auburn is probably the only team in the SEC without a accomplished quarterback here, I think they'll be a pretty good team. led by Derek Brown, probably the best defensive lineman in the SEC this year with Quentin Williams gone from Alabama. I think Georgia's going to go 11-1 this year. And I think they're either going to lose to Auburn or Texas A&M. Kirby Smart's first year, they lost to Ole Miss, blown out by them. Second year, lost to Auburn. Third year, who did Georgia lose to last year? LSU. So, all 3 years, what do they have in common? They lost to SEC West opponent, and they were all away from Athens. So, if history prevails, Georgia will win at Texas A&M, but lose to Auburn. However, I think Kirby has been finding out Gus. It's so hard to predict Georgia going 12-0, man. It is so hard. They always find a way to lose a game. What do y'all think? Where is Georgia going to slip up here? Last year's LSU. I got to go with Auburn. Georgia will lose to Auburn. Georgia will lose to Auburn. November 16th in Auburn. Jordan Hare, always a tough place to play. Auburn will find a way to win. And then Georgia, the next week, the second toughest game of the year besides Auburn. They are going to be a very good team. It wouldn't surprise me if this game came down to the wire. But I think Georgia wins because it's in Athens. And Georgia Tech, Paul Johnson gone, not that much talent. You can go ahead and give Georgia the win there. So that wraps it up for Georgia's preview for 2019. I have them going 11-1 and losing to Auburn.